Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to build an automatic wheat farm for your Minecraft world. This design uses a villager to harvest wheat, which will then allow the hopper minecart to come underneath and collect the wheat and deposit it into our chests. Before we get into the tutorial, these are some of the resources that you'll be required to use to build this farm. To kickstart this tutorial off, we're going to start by digging a 13 by 13 hole 2 blocks deep. With our 13 by 13 2 block deep hole now dug out, we're going to come over to this corner right here, come to the middle, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on the 7th block we're going to dig down 2 blocks and create a line all the way along. We can now grab our redstone torches and place redstone torches in a line all the way along. We can now destroy this one right here, place a dirt block, remove the dirt block, place the torch back, and then we can cover this all up. We're now going to add our powered rails, and we're going to come on top of where we just placed our redstone torches, which is in this line right here. We're going to place powered rail here, and then what we can do is place 1 on top and then 2 back, creating a total of 4. So 1 in front, 1 on the redstone torch, and then 2 back. We want to make sure that 1 rail is in front of the redstone torch and 2 will be behind. However, if you do it the opposite, it doesn't really matter, as long as all 4 powered rails are powered. With all our powered rails now in place, we're just going to place 1 more powered rail. This can be in any of your 4 corners. I'm just going to do it right here. We're going to dig down 2 blocks, place a redstone torch, followed up by a block, followed up by a powered rail. We can now grab our normal rails and start connecting them up just like this, wrapping them around all the way along, coming to this corner and then wrapping it all the way around. You want to do this until you get to the very opposite side. Once we get to our very last block right here, which is vacant, we're going to place a powered rail right here. We don't need to put a redstone torch underneath it. This will remain unpowered. We're now going to dig out 3 blocks in this direction, 3 blocks deep. We can now turn to our right and dig out these 4 blocks, 3 blocks deep, about 3 blocks out, just like this. Then we can create a little staircase up. Grabbing our hoppers and our chests, we're going to remove this rail right here, destroy this block, then we can place a double chest right here, followed up by 2 hoppers facing into that double chest. If you want to test if this is hooked up correctly, throw an item into the hopper and it should end up in the chest. We can now place our powered rail on top of this hopper, and then what we can do is place a comparator facing in this direction right here. We can then go ahead and place a temporary block here, followed up by a redstone torch right behind it. We can then place a block on top of the redstone torch and a comparator facing this way. We can now place a dirt block right here, and this should power the rail. We can now turn around and place 3 blocks on top of this, covering our redstone, and then we can place a block on top of the hopper. We can now jump on the chest side and place a piece of glass right here. We can place a dirt block here, 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 and here. This will allow us some vision into this area to see if the rails are working as they should. Jumping back on top of the ground, we're going to place our hopper minecart on top of this hopper and it should start circling the rails. Before we cover this area up, I'm going to make a template for where our farm's going to be. So we're going to want to come to our rails, come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on our 7th block and 1 out, we're going to place a glass block. Now to the left and the right of that glass block, we're going to place a further 2 blocks, making it a total of 5. We can then come across 4 diagonal blocks and we should meet the opposite side. As you can see right here, we now want to place our 5 blocks again. We want to repeat that exact same process all the way along, and we should connect back up with the other side. Removing our temporary blocks, of course. With our first layer and our template now constructed, we can go ahead and fill in the remaining dirt blocks to seal this up. We now want to make sure that this is 2 blocks high. For the next step, we're going to jump inside and find the very middle of our area. So as you can see, we can line ourselves up right here, and then on this block right here, we're going to place a composter. On top of this composter, we're going to place a glowstone block. Jumping down, and now for whatever reason, the villager decides to get a little bit excited and create some bread if he can get a little bit too close to this composter. So to fix this issue, we're going to place 4 trapdoors on this height right here, which is on the top half of the glowstone, and then what we can do is place a further 4 around to stop this villager from creating bread. Grabbing our 2 buckets of water now, we're going to dig a 2x2 hole and create an infinite water source. With our water source now created, we can go ahead and jump back in, and we're going to come 1, 2, 3, and then on this block right here, we're going to remove it. We want to do the same right here, 1, 2, 3, and remove it. Now do the same for the other side. We can now go ahead and place bottom slabs in these areas. With all these holes now dug, we're going to grab our water buckets and place them inside just like this. Make sure to place the water bucket on the top half. If you don't, you will flood the area below. With our water sources now in place, we're going to grab our carpet and place carpet on top of all of these 4 blocks right here, and then what we're going to do is place them too high. We now want to bring a villager in our world over to this area right here. As you can see, I've got my villager and we're going to give him a total of 8 stacks of seeds. A point I should mention right now is that you may not gather wheat straight away. This is because this villager's inventory is currently empty. It will take quite some time for the villager to accumulate a lot of wheat, which we will then start to drop out in this area right here, which will then be picked up by the hopper minecarts. Before we get this villager into his home, we're going to remove these 2 blocks right here so he can't escape. We can then go over here and build a temporary area so we can fit him inside. As you can see right here, he is now a villager and he is now a farmer villager, which is more than ideal for what we're going to make, which is the wheat farm. Once he is in, you can now fill up these 2 blocks and remove our dirt platforms. I should mention that giving seeds to the villager is also completely optional, however I feel that you need to do this to speed up the process of the farm. To finish this off, we're going to build a temporary block right here and jump inside and turn this all into farmland and then put seeds on the farmland. This farm is now complete, and the last thing I had to do was remove these 4 trapdoors around the outside and keep these 4 right here for this farm to start to work. However, your farm may be different and you may have to keep these 4 other trapdoors. But I'm going to stay with these 4 for now as this is working for me. After an hour of AFKing, I got a total of 155 wheat, 13 bone meal, and 15 seeds. So that is how you build an automatic wheat farm in Minecraft. If you found this video useful, it would mean a lot to me if you could leave a like on the video, and if you want to see some more videos just like this one, be sure to subscribe. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. A special thanks to my Patreons, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!